guys can fire away.
How did they smash mouth 96 yards on you guys?
I don't know, Rich. It's the same thought that's running through my head right now. I thought Vinny did a good job of subbing in the defensive lineman. I got to go back and look at that. That's probably the most disheartening part, is that they were able to run the ball for 90-something yards and not throw the ball and score. Credit to them. Credit Coach Yano and their staff and their players. They beat us. This is a hard one, right? I mean, I felt like we had every opportunity to take the game over. I thought we got the ball back at halftime, and we attempt a field goal to go up, and then we get the ball. I felt like every opportunity we had to put them away, we let them back into it, and usually if you do that, you lose the game. Then we come out at halftime, and I think we sent a roller back on the snap, and then they score a few plays later. We didn't coach well enough, and obviously that's myself and the staff. We did not coach well enough in this game. We didn't execute well enough either, and that's just the honest truth. In all phases, offensively, I would have thought we would have run the ball better. Is our O-line going to be a work in progress? Yeah, it is. We ran Pat 14 times for 38 yards. Is that all the O-line? No. It's everybody on the offense. It's not just the O-line. We got to run the ball better than that, and we will get better. I thought we made some nice plays in the passing game. There were more out there, and we missed them. Defensively, I thought those guys fought, but that last drive, not good enough. And then special teams, you make the field goal, which he's been pretty automatic throughout his career, and then the game's over. So there's so many things. It's just one play here or there, which usually happens, but just we didn't coach good enough. We didn't play good enough.
What was the thought process on that last time out there, calling it before the punt?
Just save the time. He would have bled it down all the way to 1 and punted it. It doesn't matter at that point. You're gonna lose the time, whether I call it there or I call it same amount of time, 2 timeouts left. I had to use the one earlier because there was a mishap on a very important special teams play that I obviously would have liked to have back. But either way, with 2 timeouts left, whether I used it there or after the first and second down, it doesn't matter at that point. We had to stop them, which we did, and at that point, even with 2 timeouts left, we were probably going to get the ball back with 16, 17 seconds. So that's why I did it.
A little more about the run game. How do you guys get it going moving forward?
How do we get it going? You got 5 offensive linemen that have not played together. I think you have 2 with college experience. They need to play, and they need to go out and have days like this. And I've said this all along, that O-line, what you see today is not what you're going to see hopefully week 2, but certainly not week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got to get better. Those guys need to play football. We lost every offensive lineman. We had Mahogany coming back. We lose him. We lose Joey Luchetti in the run game. But we need to coach it better. We need to execute better. And it's not, don't just put it on the O-line. We didn't execute well enough on offense. And the run game goes to the offensive linemen. The pass game goes to the DBs. It's a total team deal when you can't run the ball. But we have to do better.
His comment on Zay, he moved into the hierarchies of receivers at this school today. Just comment.
Yeah, I told you we were going to try to get him the ball. He had 10 touches for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. We targeted him 15 times, so we certainly tried to get him the ball, put him back there on punts. Zay's a great football player. I think he's one of the best football players in the country. We need to continue to find ways to get him football.
There were 3, I think, ineligible downfield receiver penalties. Is that RPO's miscommunication?
No, it's miscommunication, or it's coaching, or it's a player not doing his job. That's what it boils down to. Did the player do what he was coached to do? Did we coach him well enough to do it? And that's what we need to figure out, because those are huge plays, and they can't happen. Cannot happen. And that's what I mean, Andy. We just kept giving him a chance and kept giving him a chance, and eventually we wore out. And we didn't take it.
Conversely, just comment on that drive where they had 1st and goal from the 10 and ended up punting from the 43.
When they did?
Yeah.
Penalties, right?
Yeah.
Penalties and sacks lose you games week 1. And I think they had more penalties. They had 10 penalties for 76 yards. We had 5 for 40. And that's usually, you know, the turnover battle and penalties early in the season is usually what wins and loses you games. I mean, those were killers for them too. I'm sure they're sitting there saying they didn't execute Rich as well as they could have, and we certainly didn't.
After a year like last year, are you more hesitant to sort of put Phil out there and make design reads for him, make design runs for him?
No, we're going to do whatever we can to win the game. You're talking about trying not to get him hurt. No, we got to try to win every game. Do I want him to run the ball 20 times a game? No, I don't. But if it's an important situation, we'll certainly do what we can.
It was also a career day for George. What can you say about that?
It doesn't surprise me. He had 7 catches for 84 yards. When we took him, everybody talked about him as a blocker, but he can run, and he's a really good football player. And I think you'll just see him get better. And that's, I think that's what you're going to see with this team, guys. And I was very anxious to see this team play. And I kind of hinted at that, said that. I didn't know what we'd get with so many new faces. Even at the linebacker position, we did some stuff there that we hadn't done. Shoot at corner, we had some true freshmen out there. This is not like doomsday for me. I'm really upset. I am, like, really upset, because I do believe we could have won that game. I don't want to say should have, because that's what losers say. We had every chance to win and we didn't, and that's on me. But when I talk to the team in the locker room, whether we won or lost today, we got to wake up tomorrow and get better. Because even if we won that game, we didn't play well enough to continue to win. Let's go back to work. We got young players who are going to get better and have to. And I'll look at myself first, and they need to look at themselves. And everyone needs to do that, and not point fingers and say the defense couldn't stop them here. We fumbled the ball there. We missed a field goal. It's our whole team, right? So look at yourself, wake up and get better, and don't sulk. We got a lot of football left to play. And I love this team, and I love coaching them, and I know that they'll respond.
That carousel of quarterbacks they were putting in there, and then sometimes going with the Wildcat. What was that trying to coach against?
I kind of figured that would come. We knew that the quarterback was hurt. We found out, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. You know, sometimes it's hard because you never get in a groove, and you're watching to see who's in, what are they going to run. But what did they throw the ball for? I mean, they netted 110 pass yards. So, no, I'm not going to make excuses and say that was. We knew that they would be in the Wildcat. We knew the freshman would play, and we knew the Simon kid would play. That was our plan, Rich.
Anything else?
Good.
You guys. All right, thank you for coming in, guys.